Random House Audio presents The Distance by Helen Giltrow. Read for you by Rachel Atkins.
Prologue. Day 25, Saturday. Karla. There's blood in my hair. 12 hours and I've still got blood in my hair. You all right? The uniformed officer standing guard by the door is staring at my face in the washroom mirror, breaking rules. She's been ordered not to talk to me. Maybe she thinks I'll faint. They took my coat away from me last night, at the scene. The blood had soaked through to the lining. There was blood on my face, too, and blood on my hands, working its way into the cracks around my nails. The doctor who examined me cleaned most of it off before declaring me fit to be interviewed. I dealt with the rest as soon as I could, ignoring the pain, scrubbing my skin red raw to get it out. Nobody told me about my hair. I pick at it with my good hand. A brownish clot glues the strands together. I wish I had scissors. I'd cut it out. Don't think about it. Don't. It's 10 o'clock on Saturday morning. That's what my watch says. Without it, I couldn't even guess. I last slept for a few broken hours on Thursday night. Thursday. We had a plan in place then. I'd ceased to kid myself that I had the situation under control, but at least we had a plan. We could see a way through all this. Now there's just me in a police station toilet, pulling at my hair, trying to ignore the knot in my chest, holding myself together, sticking to my story. How many times have I rehearsed this situation in my head? But it's nothing like I imagined. My whole adult life I've devoted to the pursuit of information, the analysis of patterns, to data and cold fact. This is just another fact, isn't it? And that's how I'll get through this, how I'll remain professional, detached. But it hurts. I never guessed how much it would hurt. The officer's still watching my reflection. I'm fine, I say, really. Thank you. I try to smile at her, diagonally through the mirror, but my face is gaunt and slack. Her gaze skates away. We'd better go back, she says. On the interview room table, the plastic cup of cold coffee by my seat has developed a greenish-white scum. My stomach flips, and I push the cup away. Immediately, the officer says, I could get you another. No. Too abrupt. She's only been kind. Try again. Thank you, but no. She takes the cup and goes out, shutting the door. There are voices in the corridor outside, then silence. I'm alone. More than anything, I want to put my head down on the table and weep. But any minute, they'll be back with their questions. Just one more time, Charlotte, from the beginning. What did I see? What did I hear? They're checking the details from different angles, listening for a piece that doesn't fit, because they have to be absolutely certain how much I know, or how little. So I'll start again, from their beginning, the one that makes the story neat and containable, and my part in it entirely innocent. But there are other beginnings. 8 years ago, a stranger sitting in a warehouse with a bright light shining into his face, a stranger who should have been afraid, and wasn't. Or the 8th of December, just over a year ago, a woman in a dark coat crossing a hallway, her face unreadable. Or a Wednesday in January, less than 4 weeks ago, when Simon Johanssen found me, and I learned about the impossible job. Part 1. Day 1. Wednesday to Day 2. Thursday. Karla. I've always known the past might hunt me down, despite all my precautions, the false trails and the forged histories and everything else I've done to distance myself from it. But not like this. It happens while I'm standing in the interval crush of a Royal Opera house bar, listening politely as a portly banker expounds on the proper staging of Götterdämmerung's final act. I glance up, And in that second, my two lives, lives which I've taken so much care to keep apart, grind against each other like tectonic plates and set the room rocking. He's loitering at the edge of a nearby group, but angled fractionally away from them. He isn't with them, though you might be forgiven for thinking that he is. The beautiful suit, the tie, the glass of champagne held loosely in the fingers of his right hand. Even his haircut and his stance mark him as someone who belongs here. Only I know that he doesn't. 2 years. 2 years, and only one reason he'd be here. He's come for me. A beat. I swallow my shock. Then I turn back to my companion and smile and provide the right response, but my peripheral vision strains for a fix on him. I need to watch him, as if he's some unpredictable animal potentially dangerous. I want to turn and stare, but right here, right now, I'm Charlotte Alton. Polite, wealthy, idle Charlotte Alton, and she emphatically doesn't know the man I've just seen. Instead, I must manoeuvre myself so I can survey the crowd over the banker's shoulder. By the time I've done so, he's vanished. Carefully, discreetly, I sweep the room. It's a sold-out performance, and the bar, the biggest in the opera house, like a giant Victorian glass house under a high-curved roof, is packed. The north and south balcony tables full, people crowding around the circular copper counter of the central servery. Too many men in dark suits who could be him, but aren't. A wall of rippling mirrors doubles the size of the place, reflecting the elaborate ironwork of the huge arched window and turning the crowd into a throng. He and his reflection have melted into it. At the top of the mirrored wall, the glass oblong of the upper bar's balcony seems to float suspended above us. The people lounging against its rail look like boxed exhibits. I glance up there too. He isn't among them, but he's here, somewhere, and he's found me. Of course he has. And whose fault is that? The 5-minute bell goes. Around me, glasses are drained. Here, let me. The banker takes mine, but as he turns away, another of our party, a senior city lawyer, lays a hand on my arm. Charlotte, I was hoping for a word, shall we? So I fall into step beside him as we join the patient shuffle towards the auditorium, and I smile and focus while the blood beats harder behind my eyes. Even though I'm searching for him, I don't see him until he's right beside me. He doesn't look at me, but his hand finds mine. And he's gone, blending into the crush around me. The lawyer and I move along the corridor towards the grand tier. The lawyer is on the board of a charity. There's an auction coming up. Might I possibly— The object nestles in my closed hand. It's sticky and warm with perspiration when, bending to take my seat, I slip it into my clutch bag. It is a tiny Christmas tree decoration, a little red and purple bauble that has embedded glitter into the skin of my palm. The lights dim. The final act begins. Wagner's tale of assumed identities, broken promises, betrayal and murder storms towards its end. I barely register it. The bauble is a message. A pre-arranged signal in a code devised on the fly years ago. Simon Johanssen wants a meeting. But not with discreet, well-bred Charlotte Alton. Johanssen wants a meeting with Karla. The easy excuses come unbidden. You haven't been near a client in months. You're out of the game. Send Craigie, he'll deal with it, is what you pay him for. It's a pointless debate. I'm going anyway. The early hours of the next morning, the cold is like grit, stinging the eyes. Up on the main road in this part of East London, there are glass-fronted office blocks and new-build light industrial units, and in the distance, the towers of Docklands, my apartment building among them, glitter like something out of a fairy tale. But from down here, they're invisible, and a world away. A burnt-out van slumps on its axles beside the approach road, and the gutters are choked with rubbish. An amusements company uses the site for storage, decrepit fairground rides, tatty street decorations. Broken machinery litters the yard like the fossilized remains of prehistoric beasts. a giant petrified octopus.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?